Welcome to Spotlight. My name is Peter Haugen. Thank you for joining us today. We are here with Lanette Hines with Hines Cleaning. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lanette.
Yeah, thanks. I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Yeah, great to have you here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's open up with what is your business and how do you serve your customers?
Yeah, well, I have a residential and commercial cleaning business. I started about 10 years ago in Eden Prairie and Minnesota, and we just started with residential cleaning. I got one client off of Facebook and kind of phased my way from my full-time job into building my own schedule with that one house that led to the neighbor's house and the next door neighbor from there. And it's just been word of mouth, and I was able to leave my full-time position and do this full-time, and that was 10 years ago.
That's fantastic. So what is the most fulfilling part of either of your journey from when you started the business to what you do now on a regular basis?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say when I first started, what was most fulfilling is I really just enjoy cleaning. I enjoy being able to see something messy, dirty, and the final product, and giving that time back to families and people who are busy and they just don't want to do it. So that is really fulfilling. But now we do over 100 houses a month, and we have over 10 commercial jobs. So I'm just really thankful for my employees and how hard they work, and giving me the availability to grow and continue to service and help people in my community is what my real goal is.
That's fantastic. So was there ever a spark plug moment during that journey that all of a sudden the light bulb came on and something clicked? And if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would say that I spent a lot of time working in the business. I was cleaning every day, and when you're in it and you're busy, and then I had my first baby and I was going to take maternity leave, and I'm like, how am I going to leave my houses? What's going to happen? And thankfully my mom, she cleaned my whole life, and she came in and took over for maternity leave, and I had my first baby, and then really quickly after that I had another baby, but I was like, it's okay, I can do this now. So I kind of got it, and I just have my third baby now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, yeah, I got into networking, and that just opened my eyes for the potential of this is what I really want to do, is being with other entrepreneurs, other business owners, like-minded, just focus on growing and how I can maximize my business to the most, and just be able to give back to my community, help people save time so they don't have to spend that time cleaning, and gain professional relationships as an adult with several kids now. It's definitely, yeah, there was definitely a switch there where it was like, okay, I'm cleaning and then I'm not cleaning, and this is what I'm doing. So
Right.
I'm really grateful for that, and it's been really fun.
Well, as many entrepreneurs, obviously you were the one woman wrecking crew to start with, and then obviously family comes along. So how many employees do you currently have?
Right now we have 9 employees. So yeah, we are.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, thanks. It's in the beginning, having employees was a little challenging, but I have learned that that's part of the business, and it's not always going to be rainbows and butterflies, but you just got to wait till you find the right people, and people will move on, but the business will still remain the same, and you can continue growing despite those setbacks. And that was something that was really hard, is to not take it personally when things didn't go my way, or when somebody decided to move on. Just accepting that, that's just life, and that's just what it is to be a business owner, that people are going to come and go.
Absolutely.
And you have to maintain that standard and keep going.
Right. Well, obviously you are interviewing for your employees. So what do you look for in an employee?
I look for outgoing personality, and that doesn't really sound like a big thing for cleaning, I would think, but people like personable people to come into their home and be welcoming, and that was something that I kind of learned. I didn't realize that I was such a bubbly person until people were like, "We miss you. We want you to come back." And I would kind of say, "Hey, how's it going? How's your baby? How's your mom?" And so people really like that. So even though you're not working with a big group of people, just to be personable and have a nice approach. And then my top number one is you have to be reliable because we are
Absolutely.
depending on you to get these houses cleaned. So that's just my number one. I really don't have a lot of expectations and requirements. Just show up, with a smile on your face on time, please. And the rest we can train and teach and we can work with. I just need you to be there.
Fantastic. So, what words of advice would you give to budding entrepreneurs, someone kind of going into the business not knowing really what to expect?
Yeah, I would say that it's gonna take a long time. I've been doing this for 10 years and it's gone by very quickly, but I mean, it took me 6 years to get out of it and I'm still in it. And sometimes it's hard for me to say, "No, I'm not going to come and save you. I need you guys to figure this out because I just want to come and help and relieve that stress or pressure or whatever the situation is. I want to jump in and say, I can do it. Don't worry, because I want to keep everybody happy." But yeah, it just takes a long time. So don't give up. Don't feel like you're a failure because it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a year. It's not going to, I mean, the first 3 years of my business, I had so many clients come and go and stay and so many things happening. And then we had the pandemic. So yeah, it's just, you just kind of got to keep trucking along. I mean, 10 years, it really feels like I'm in the first couple years ever since stepping out of that cleaning role into the business owner role. It's almost like starting over with a different, I am starting over in a different role. And now I feel like I'm a year or 2 or 3 years into working on my business, even though we've been established for 10 years. So
Right.
that's just something that I think that people need to keep in mind that it's going to be really, there's going to be some hard days and you just got to keep, if it's something that you want, you really have to keep pushing for it, even when it's all falling down.
Sure, sure. No 9 to 5s.
No, it's definitely not 9 to 5. And I hate the 9 to 5, but, at least I can pick my kids up from school and get them off to school. And I might work, before and after,
Yep.
but, yeah.
And so, bring the family back in. I mean, obviously it's a juggling act. So how do you balance the work, life, children, husband?
Yeah, well, I couldn't do it without my husband Charles. He's got my backbone when I had a really rough day yesterday and payroll week and it's hard and you just have to lean on my mom, my dad. They're very helpful. They're always there. My husband also has a older kid, so we have 4 total.
Sure.
And from a 10-month-old to a 15-year-old, we are making bottles to attending high school football games. So it really takes a village and I couldn't do it without my support team because there's times where I'm working a lot. I'm answering emails. I'm dealing with sick employees at 5 a.m. or 7, 9 p.m. I'm answering calls for realtors that are in a bind and they need their job clean, this house cleaned tomorrow. So, yeah, commercial cleans when something goes wrong and they're out cleaning at 10 p.m. I have to
Right.
be available. So,
Sure.
it really doesn't ever stop. But I hope that it I don't know. It doesn't stop, but it is what keeps me going. It is
Absolutely.
a good feeling to know that this is mine and this is what I built and I don't have any regrets on that, but it is a lot of hard work. So when people are thinking about leaving a full-time job or that 9 to 5 job, this might not be easier, but if you enjoy it, then it will make things a lot easier. And I have this really cliche tagline on my signature on my email that says, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And
Absolutely.
that is like the very cliche quote, but I just really truly believe that I really love this and I don't picture myself doing anything else even on the hard days.
Fantastic. So what would if given the opportunity which we have right now, what would you like to say to potential clients about what you do specifically in your cleaning business. What separates you from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, I would say that I just really try to be that local Eden Prairie mom that is trying to help families and give you that time back and businesses. I have really great communication. I try to be very responsive and very prompt. We're not perfect. We don't do everything 100% every single day. You know, we make mistakes sometimes, but I feel like communication and how you present yourself is very important. So I just try to be as professional and open about my pricing and how the schedule works and what our process is. And I accept that not every client is going to be our client, and that's
Sure.
okay. We can have a mutual understanding on that, and we can still see each other at our kids' sporting events and be there's no hard feelings. I understand that. I just want people to know I'm a local mom trying to help families and businesses have a little bit more time back.
Absolutely. So you did mention family and businesses. You're not only residential, but now you are also doing commercial cleaning as well.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we've actually always done commercial. One of my first clients, she was working out at the gym that I was working part-time at, and I have just put some business cards on the table. The owner said that I could do that, and she wanted me to come do a walkthrough of her home for cleaning, and her and her brother own Gunner Electric, and so she asked if, we could clean her home and their office, and I was like, sure, why not? That was very early in the business. So we always had that one job, but I never really recruited or looked for other commercial jobs until I was approached by a cleaning company from Ohio, actually. She found me on Facebook, a really embarrassing old video of me that I made in my bathroom. And I said, hey, I'm Lanette Hines and I own Hines Cleaning. And she goes, you remind me of me when I was younger, when I started my business, and I'm looking for cleaners for all the chapter aesthetic studios in Minnesota.
Wow.
And I was thrilled. So that kind of was the next step to growing that commercial side. And since then, I've acquired several other commercial jobs. And I am continuing to grow that side of the business. The residential is growing as well, and we're always accepting residential clients, but I'm really focusing on that commercial side, and I have a separate crew for that.
Sure.
And those are usually nights and weekends, so it's a little bit different, but yeah, I'm looking to service homes and businesses.
Yeah, Lanette, I mean, explain a little bit about what the difference is between a commercial cleaning job than a residential cleaning job.
Yeah, so when we go into a residential home, we're doing kitchens, home spaces. It's a little bit more intimate because we're in your home. We're kind of messing with your stuff. We're touching your stuff. People might be home. And then when we go into these commercial jobs, typically people are not there. It's after hours when the office is closed. We're getting a lot of garbages. There is a lot more square footage usually, but we do smaller areas too. But we really bring that detailed residential cleaning to your commercial space, which is what I like to advertise to my commercial clients or potential, is that when you hire a janitorial service, it's typically a crew that's going to come in and they're going to do a little cleaning and they're going to collect the garbages and that stuff. But we have that expertise of detail when we're in residential homes, and that's what we bring to the commercial space. A lot of times clients come to me and say, our cleaners, they kind of forget things. They don't do like mirrors, or they don't push the chairs in, and they just are not familiar with that residential detail that we are. So we bring that into the commercial space, which is
Really, they're getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah, they are. They're probably getting a lot more detailed cleaning than they were with their previous janitorial service.
That's fantastic. So any last words of wisdom, Lanette, before we wrap up?
I think we really touched on just, keep going, keep pushing, whatever your goal, whatever you are trying to accomplish. Don't give up on yourself. The days are long. It's hard, but if you're really passionate about it, you keep pushing, and you'll look back 10 to 15 years later and say, wow, this is what I did, and I stuck through it. And here we are in a podcast studio talking about it. So yeah, just really keep going, keep pushing, keep swimming, like Dory would say.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lanette Hines, it's a pleasure to have you here this
Yes.
morning. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter.
Yep.
Hey, it's Will with the Podcast Crew team. Spotlight is a vidcast shot at the Podcast Crew Studios in Minneapolis. We would love for you to be our guest. Email us at the email address on your screen below to get a copy of the upcoming schedule. It's free, it's easy, and it's a great way to try out a podcast or a vidcast with our pro team. We do an in-person, in-studio version if you're in the Twin Cities area, and also an online version if you're somewhere else. We'd love to have you, hear your story, and help you start your podcast journey. Thanks. Get in touch today.